I had phobia from blood. This is the national Egyptian education system. Then it is decide how you will adapt on which grade you are in. It was like you're in a train. The train is going to stations. Try to apply job for it, but I have no acceptance. But when I decided to move for the career I want, the only available vacancy was half the price. So I took the risk and downgraded the salary, and I was sure this was like a temporary situation.
It's yet another episode of Career Guidance and Development in Africa, and I have a guest today. His name is George. He's an engineer, but I will let him introduce himself and tell us more about him, because why he is here is to tell us about his career journey. Did he choose to be what he is today? Did he have other people's influence, or was it all up to him? And how can he help and guide the rest of the world out there to follow their passion and their dreams to become better people in the world that we live in today? Welcome, George.
Thank you, Sheila, for having me today.
Good to have you. I have looked forward to having you on this podcast, and it's lovely to have you today. Please tell us about yourself, your name, what you do. I know you have a lovely family. Yeah, let us know.
Thank you. So I am George Sefin. I'm founder and CEO of Immersive Technology Solutions. This company is specialized in digital transformation, helping businesses to thrive in the digital era, helping them to automate their business processes and have innovation solutions. I have been in the field of this technology industry for almost 15 years. I have background of engineering, especially electrical engineering. My journey has been shaped in different stations and milestone. So I'm not sure to have all it in one answer, or we have it in the milestones back and forth while we're going.
We will have it back and forth because we need to break it down. Because this takes me to the question. The very first question I want to ask you is, how did you become an electric engineer? Is that what you say? Is that someone gave you advice, or did your parents say, George, you must be that engineer? Or was it something that you grew up loving and you eventually became?
Okay, so I remember from my childhood, there was some like stereotyping that there is like engineers and doctors and other careers. So in Egypt, we have three main majors in Sanawiyya Amma and General Secondary Certificate. Either you choose to have this path of mathematics and physics and you go for engineering. The second path to have like all medical or biology thing. And the other of having like history and politics and economics and that thing. We used to know that history and economic and literature needs to have a good memory, saving things as is. But I found myself, I'm not good. I can understand it, but I cannot say the same exact thing. So I excluded the part. Yeah. So I have two paths, either the math and engineering or the medical. Medical, I had phobia from blood. So I felt if I became a doctor and there's a patient with blood, I will not be able to help him. So I excluded this thing. So I have the mathematics and the engineering. From the early childhood of me, I loved thinking about digital things in the early ages of computer. I still remember the floppy disk and the old computer with black and white, seeing it in the laboratory of the school, and why my eyes was big open, seeing this strange things, how it happens. So I was being attracted to that field. My passion was being attracted in that field.
So you mentioned that in Egypt, and part of the career guidance that we are talking about, or from which area we are talking from, is in Egypt. The next episodes that we are going to have are going to be tailor-made really for the Egypt content to know, can you come and study from Egypt? Is it welcome to the entire world? Are there students who actually study from here and they're actually not Egyptians? We are going to talk about that and much more. So, George, when you talk about the three fields of mathematics, biology, and economics, is that what is happening even today? I mean, George, by the time you started school, it's kind of a long time ago. Yeah. So, is that what's happening today?
Actually, in the last 10 years, there was major changes in the Egyptian education system. There was changes a lot. For example, we have in high school, it was only we have first secondary and second secondary and third secondary. So we used in my age to have the second and third secondary like 2 years that their total sum decide your score or GPA to enter school, enter college. But they changed it to have like lump sum of three, first and second and third. Then they cancel it and make it the third only again. And there is, even in this year, with the new Minister of Education, there is the new baccalaureate that they are discussing in Egypt, that they make like a new baccalaureate with different subject. So there is major changes happening, and there is final decision will be made in the coming weeks about the new baccalaureate they are introducing in Egypt.
So, for example, your children, what kind of system are they using? Are they using the first, second, and third, or will they use the third?
Let me highlight this. This is the national Egyptian education system. My kids in joining the British system, so they are under the coverage of there is the American system in Egypt and there's a British system and there is a national system. So my kids in the British system IG normally.
Okay. So, what's the difference if if I'm an international student? Am I able to come to the Egyptian setting, yeah, and adopt to that system and be able to be part of the education system that is happening? And then I started, for example, in secondary, and then be able to join the university using the Egyptian or national curriculum on Egypt.
I have seen this for the college students, and during my college, we have an international students coming and study in Cairo University. I have seen that. I'm not sure well about in the early ages because the Arabic is like a mandatory subject, having the Arabic language and having most of subject in Arabic, and there is you can take it in English also, but I'm not sure about how it is adaptable and you can do it in Egypt as a foreigner in the medium school or high school. Yeah.
If I'm an international student, that means I would have to come at the university level for me to be able to adopt. Do they teach in English at the university?
Yes, yes, most of them in English. Yes.
So it's easy for me to come to the university, and be able to adopt to the university style. But in the lower secondary school, maybe they teach in Egypt in Arabic.
For example, يعني it depends from which nationality you are coming from.
Oh yeah.
It depends on, because also they make assessment for you to decide because like we have a major certificates like 6 primary is like a major milestone.
Yes, yeah.
And the third preparatory. So this is our major, so they assess you, and after then it is decide how you will adapt and which grade you are in.
Okay, it's fine. So going back to you and your career journey, did you get any career guidance? I have realized that you already you streamlined, you looked at yourself and you're like, reading and cramming and understanding all these things. No, I'll leave history and English alone. Then biology, I fear blood. You put it aside. And then math, maybe I can do something with math. Was there anyone else to guide you? Was there career guidance in your school to say, George, you're good at this and you can pursue this? Or was it all about you? Did your parents also have anything to do with your decisions on what you became?
For us, or for me personally, it was like you're in a train. The train is going to station, so it was like I am in first grade, second grade. I need to get high grades, so it was like this small milestone or small station. I finished this grade with high marks. I'm okay. Second, third. The real shock happened when joining the university. So you have like an open-ended question in the university. So it's like joining the world. You not like school. School, everything is in like a controlled environment. A controlled environment.
Yeah.
You have fewer choice. The only choice I made, as I told you, in the first secondary, when I decided to join the math stream and not the science stream. So this is the major decision I made, and I made it with exclusion. I excluded two choices, and I have tendency for the engineering side, so I went it. The challenge was in college, not having guidance, how to manage it, how I will relate this to the career field. So this was a real challenge, and career guidance wasn't a common word in that time.
So today, do you have nieces and nephews that you've had struggling around the same area of what do I want to become? Or what do I want to do? Or has the system changed and are people getting career guidance in schools?
No, they are not getting. And I felt from what I have been through, having like a social responsibility, having like interns in my company and having guidance for small teens and small young people to help them to figure out and to have what is the potential inside you, to help them to unlock the potential, because at that time they don't know that what they have is a potential, or something they can develop or monetize later.
Yes. And that's the need that is out there. We have a very big challenge that people do not know, especially students, do not know what they are good at, what they are capable of doing, and they are struggling every day and night, and they do not know who to talk to. So, this particular podcast is here to help you, the student out there, to figure out. You can reach us and say, I am good at this, or I'm not even sure what I'm good at. And then we'll be able to guide you on what you can do as an individual. What are you good at? Are you passionate about anything like science, like George said, sciences, or are you passionate about economics, or are you passionate about geography? Whatever it is that you're passionate about, we align you and help you figure out what you want to do. And George seemed to have been a smart student to find out the wisdom. And you know, not all students are talented like you, George, to be able to say, okay, I will do the elimination method of saying this I'm not good at, this I'm not good at, but I have to go with this. So it's just a talent and a gift that you were given at that particular moment. But people need to find out what am I good at and then be able to go and do the kind of job, whether they're going to be self-employed or they're going to find jobs to do that. So today, George, you are a CEO. How has your journey been from the time you finished university? Could you tell us, was it a straight path without challenges? We were like, let me go. Did you find a job before you became a CEO, or did you come from university and start up your own company? How has your journey been like?
It's a 15 years journey, ups and downs, figuring out what is happening.
Yeah.
It's never a straight line. So when I finished college, it was like the wide ocean. You have like the wide ocean, no, you are, every decision you will make will impact. So you try to apply, and it's like a trial and error. For example, I want to work in that field. I try to apply job for it, but I have no acceptance. So you have plan B. You apply for jobs you are not interested in because you need to work and have a 9 to 5 work. So you apply for it, and then you have acceptance.
Just pause there. Don't lose your thought pattern. Is there, in your work experience, is there a job that you tried to do and you not necessarily liked it, but you did it because you needed to get a job?
Yes.
How was your experience there? Did you deliver according to what the employer needed, or not putting you on the spot, but yeah, just share for someone out there who needs this information?
Yeah, there was a particular employer I have been working for. It was like for having a day job.
Yes.
So, and it was like job until I have another job. So, it was a well-paid job, but it was way far from my passion and way far from my education. I just go start the job at 9, finish at 5, go home. I was feeling not related. Yani, when I go home, I don't even think about it. I have no passion to grow. I have no passion to achieve. Even there was KPIs, I have no passion to achieve because I know I will be there for a short time. So I have no passion for that. And I was trying to apply for different vacancies, and it was almost for 9 months, uh, the job, until I moved to the job I need, and it was for half of the salary. But because I'm interested to join that job, I left this. It was a comfort international company, but not in the field I like. Okay. But when I decided to move for the career I want, the only available vacancy was half the price. But I did take the risk.
You took the risk.
Yeah.
Now, I have one of my clients. She told me a story recently, and she told me she was going to leave her job, but the job that she was getting offered for was going to actually pay her a quarter of her former salary. And so she was wondering, should I really take this job? I am passionate about this particular job that is being offered to me. I like it. But you know what? They're paying me just a quarter of what I used to earn. How do I survive? So could you, in a few words, tell this person, should they go for this particular job because they're passionate about it? And how do they add up the monies? Because, I mean, they were earning more money. Now they're going to earn less money. How do they figure out the financial parts?
Okay, I will tell her from my story. Okay. So when I decided to move for the half salary for that, but this field I will be entering as junior. But I believe because I have passion in it, and when I become senior, I will take double and trouble the salary. So I took the risk and downgraded the salary, and I was sure this was like a temporary situation, as if like I'm investing part of my salary in gaining experience. So I considered this loss of salary as if I'm registering for a course or a diploma or something to gain experience. And thankfully to God, within 6 months, I received another job offer in the same field with double the salary.
Great.
Okay.
Because you had gotten some experience.
I got some experience, so I was able to move. It's like you move like having playing chess. You're moving from step to other and going back and forth. So it's like a strategy. You study your moves and your steps, and you have the end vision in your mind. So I encourage her, go for it.
So what I hear Jade saying is that we need to have the end in mind. What is our goal? Where do we want to go? Yep. Where do we want to achieve? What do we want to achieve? If you want to be a software engineer like George, no matter what challenges you go through, I think the most important thing, no matter how many jobs you try to figure out, I think what you need to know is to have the end in mind. I'm here temporarily. Shouldn't lose focus. Yeah. Don't lose focus. You are here temporarily and you're going somewhere. And wherever it is that you are going, no matter how you, I like the analogy that he used, that if you just assume that the money you are missing out is like you are paying for a course. Yeah. You're paying for a course to gain experience, to gain more knowledge, to gain more understanding of that you're trying to pursue. Thank you so much, George, for that. That is very, very awesome. So you keep working, you get to a particular job. So how do you finally decide that now I want to leave employment and be self-employed and create jobs for other people? At what point did that happen?
It actually happened during COVID. During COVID,
COVID was a blessing. It was bad, but that blessing.
so before COVID, I used to work for a consultancy firm. So I used to travel a lot, maybe weekly of every other week. I used to travel in the Gulf region, meeting CEOs and meeting top level management, helping them to assess their departments and how they need process automation and what is the revenue. So I was on the go, on the go, on the go. I was busy, and it was like I from the business, I stopped thinking about myself. Okay, I was busy and having this interest in new meeting new people and having new clients and doing so and that. When COVID came, it felt like a pause. You started to think about self. Traveling was on hold, so I was reassessing my situation when everything stopped, when travel stopped, what I can do. So I felt I can do more. I felt that there is potential inside me is still not unlocked.
Yeah.
And I had like a personal mission life statement to make people's life better and easier. So even not in a professional way and even in daily life, I want to help people to do something better and easier. So I felt I need to do so, um, because I was not fitting in a job description. I had to have like a horizontal stretching myself, supporting in different things and gain different experience. So I started to decide I need to move and start my own business. Started as a freelance consultant helping businesses, and then the thing started to evolve and become a company now.
Wow. How long have you been doing this? How long have you owned your company? Since COVID, you said.
Yeah, ever since COVID started like a one-man company. Then we are now a professional company, have base in UAE and base in Egypt, almost 30 employees. Yeah,
What's the employees?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
are you even in Alba country?
Yes, 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 yes.
Do you think that um, employment or growing up, that we have to go to school, go to the university, find a job, sometimes sometimes stops our creativity and our thinking that we can do things on our own?
Somehow,
Yeah.
somehow like having structured templates for the people or students, or like I have told you, we had given a structure. There is three ways only, either engineers or doctor or doing so. So this is how we were being shaped. You need to fit in. You need to fit in here or fit in here or fit in here. So people who were not be able to feel fit in, they had struggles. So that might be have a bad effect on the guys on small.
So today, people are making money on YouTube, on social media. YouTubers are making lots and lots of money, and our children are being enticed. I have a son, and he was telling me, "Mommy, you know what? If I play Fortnite, I'll actually make money." I'm like, "No, but you are an engineer. Tell me, how do you advise students today, or what information do you have for us who are watching? Is YouTube, social media a way of earning money?" in the long run, or should that be part of, you had 3 sects, should that be the fourth that we include onto the radar of education, that you can actually make money and be a YouTuber? I mean, eventually all we are looking at is making money and being good and being great in what we're doing. So should we add YouTube and social media to be part of a cluster that makes money for us?
From my point of view or my perspective, it is like somehow like a gambling. You are not sure. Yani, I cannot bet, for example, to be, you know, that there's a famous player like Muhammad Salah or like Ronaldo or whoever. I cannot decide today, my kid or my son, I will play football and after 5 years I'll become Muhammad Salah. Not everyone will become Muhammad Salah. Okay. So you cannot build your future on assumptions, some assumption. Be good at something. Be, be good at something. And then everything is byproduct. For example, be good at developing code. Okay. Then you are good at developing code. Then create a channel, like a byproduct channel, to sell or oversell, cross sell your services or product on social media. But just going on social media for going on social media to bring money, it's a cult.
It's a cult. So you wouldn't advise a young person out there, you know what, that's, you can make money out of it.
And no, because
Be a career for someone.
it can be a career, it is addictive. يعني being on the internet is passive. You become drained to it drain your power, it drain your energy. So it need to be used wisely.
Yeah. Okay. So what advice would you give to that teenager, that young adult who feels, I'm not good at biology, I struggle with math? Well, I can do something good in economics and geography. How do you help them get to know that they have potential inside of them and there is something that they are actually good at that they can pursue? What would you tell people out there that are listening and saying, I don't even, some people say, I don't even know what I'm good at? How do they identify? How do they find out what they're good at?
Um, my advice is don't be good at something you don't like. Don't be good at something you don't like.
Okay.
It is difficult that you waste your life in doing something you are not passionate about. Stay, have a step backward,
Yeah.
and if you don't know how to do it, ask for assistance. Okay.
The one that you are good at.
Yes, to know what you are good at or what is your potential you will be good at. For example, my team and I had from couple of weeks like the Clifton assessment test for the skills of my team, to for my team to have everyone to know which one is good at which skill. So it was very beneficial for me as manager and for them as persons, individual, to know his key strengths to work on it. So my advice for the young people to ask assistance from professionals like you, how to identify my strengths and how to work on my weakness, and not just to follow the trend. All my nephews or my cousins or my neighbors are working in that field, so we'll be going to that field. You are unique. God created you in a unique way. You have your fingerprint identity, not repeated. Your strengths, schema, and the bundle of strengths you have is unique. So work hardly to discover yourself.
So what I hear George say is that each and every one are capable of doing something for as long as we put our minds to it, for as long as we seek the help that we need. There's something that you are good at. There's something that you're passionate about. There's something that God has chosen for you to do. And for as long as you find the right alignment, and the right guidance that you need, you're going to thrive at it. And it could be, by the way, that something that you are good at or something that you like doing is what you are actually weak at. George mentions that there is a way we can work at that particular thing and you'll eventually become good at it. So it requires you to identify, do a soul searching. Don't do anything just because George said he's an engineer, so I'll become an engineer, or because my parents said that, so I will do that. No, follow what you are good at. Thank you so much, George. Parents today have a lot of influence, or they push their children to doing certain things. Does that happen in Egypt?
Yes, it's common, like having in Egypt and the Middle East culture, and that in Egypt they love titles. So they do care if their children have titles, like a reputation, an honor to the family. So they do not understand jobs that without a title. So if you're not an engineer or a doctor or an officer, then there is something wrong. So people focus on title or reputation and try to push their kids. And we have witnessed many that they were pushed by their families to join such colleges to gain a title, and they dropped out and they left the college and they changed their career, and they like made a revolution. They will not, or a rebellion, that we will not go to a path that we don't want. And it's a good advice. If I was aware that I am in the wrong train, I should jump out. Yeah, not to say I just in the wrong train, so I would wait to the end of the journey. It is never too late to jump out.
Consequences. Because some parents say if you do not study this particular career, I don't know if it's that radical here in Egypt, I'll not pay your school fees, for example. What happens?
So if you're not paying for yourself, you should try to ask from your parents, show your point of view. If you have like someone they trust, try to convince them. But I have seen some smart people, they told their family, you want me to get this certificate? They got a certificate and gave it to their family. And from now, I will do whatever I need. And they changed their career. I have personally known many people have done that.
Wow, that's sad because you have wasted 4 years. Do you go to the university for 4 years? 5 years. And now I'll have to go back to 5 years to get another degree.
I will tell you something.
Yeah.
We are unique from the experiences we have been through. So people, for example, who studied engineering, then they shifted their career to filmmaking,
Yeah.
are different from people who started in the cinema and continued filmmaking, and from being doctors and became a filmmaking. There is a common practice in innovation and creativity practices when the mega companies want to come out with a creative idea. From the creative workshops, the standard of a creative workshop, bring people from different backgrounds and put them on one table. Okay.
Yes.
Bring people from medical background, people from engineering, people from economy, people who are people with some kids, and put the problem in front of them and let them start being creative. Everyone will has his sunglasses and his point of view to give a creative solution. Might be a manufacturing company get a solution for its production line from a doctor. He's thinking about the organs of human and how it works, and it is like a production line, so we can mix it that. So you never waste a minute. every experience or every education, every book you study, everything, it will shape your future and will shape your decision making.
Awesome. Let's go. So we will not think that we're actually wasting those years where we said we went and I did education and I didn't want to become a teacher, but yet I wanted to become a career coach or I wanted to become an engineer. So the experience and the knowledge that I learned in those few years or those many years will definitely add up to something, to my better being or to who I become eventually or to my career path. Now that makes me think you ask you a question that says, I have been working. I have been working as an engineer, but I feel I have lost the passion. And maybe I was an engineer or I loved what I was doing at that particular moment, but now I'm no longer interested in doing engineering. I feel I want to go and do coaching, like be a footballer or something different. Is it too late for someone at whichever age to change their career path from what they have done for the past 15 years and change it and start all over again? Is that possible?
I believe that there is nothing impossible. You just mm, believe what is your heart telling you, and just have like manage and have calculated risks. What are your commitments? I don't me like reckless.
Yes.
Going just I am following my heart every now and then, and we're not speaking about being reckless, but about like having a decision making and planning, having assessment. Maybe if you are feeling you lost your passion, you might need a vacation for 2 weeks. Yeah, yeah. So don't don't
Necessary
don't jump to conclusion. Don't jump to conclusion. So have a break.
Yeah.
Have a break. Um, ask guidance from professionals
Yeah.
so they can guide you. Are you having a burnout? Maybe your manager, your company, not your career. So don't diagnose yourself. So this is my recommendation. Don't diagnose yourself and don't jump to conclusions.
Okay. So do a thorough investigation on what's happening. Not necessarily that you are tired of your career, but there's something else that could be forcing you to get into the situation, into a burnout that you are in, but not necessary to change your entire career. But then, even if you decided that you want to change your career from whatever it is that you're doing to a new career path, it is still possible. It's never too late. It's never a bygone. You're like, you know what, let me just survive through this profession. You can still change what you want to do and become a better person. So, in your last words, George, what is the one thing that you would want every child, every teenager, young adult who is at the university, who is pursuing a particular career path, what should they have in mind? What is in the marketplace? There's a lot of things that are happening today. There's a lot of jobs that were not part of the tailor-made 3 or 4 that we knew. But how does one go and face the world? What is in the market out there? What should they have in mind even as they pursue their career?
Being exceptional. That you need to be exceptional. Just just not to be another employee in the company. Every advice I'm telling for anybody or in his career or something, I want to tell him when you shouldn't be afraid of any layoff. You should have in mind and position yourself that the company will try to retain you if you are going to leave the company. You have to position yourself, you're exceptional. So do everything from your heart, as not if you are just doing the job as a normal person, be exceptional.
Amazing, amazing. In one of the books that I've been reading, I read a quote that said, learn and learn everything. Try to be good at one of those things and then be exemplary or exceptional, like George is saying, at that one particular person, where they say, we can't let George go. We can't let you go because you have stood out because of the kind of work that you are doing. Thank you so much, George. That has been very, very insightful and very informative. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.